All right, man, let's talk about Kevin Stefanski possibly coming in being the Lions offensive coordinator. Who knows? He may get another job. I know some that most people probably didn't think of, but he had a lot of success with, being the interim Vikings offensive coordinator. And then 2019, when they got a playoff win over the Saints, he was the Vikings offensive coordinator. I've always liked what he's done offensively in Cleveland. Um, it just seemed like they just, wasn't, willing to settle on a quarterback. And I know a lot of black people despise Kevin Stefanski from the simple fact of he didn't want Shador Sanders. Obviously, he made it evident. And obviously, it was evident that it was a line in the locker room or in the organization. The owner didn't want Shador. The coach didn't want Shador. But Andrew Berry, who continues to be the GM, he wanted Shador Sanders. So I'm pretty sure he's going to give him every advantage now to be there, and they're going to get a coach that support him. But I don't live in feelings. I live in facts. How people feel. I live in the facts. And I think I've liked what Kevin Stefanski's done with Cousins. He's fairly young, 43 years old. I think he could do great things with Jared Goff. Through the years, they just ain't been able to settle on a quarterback. But I think, I just like what he done. I like what Kevin O'Connell's done up there in Minnesota offensively outside of this year with J.J. McCarthy. And I think, I think he can work with Goff. I think him and Goff will have a good relationship. I think it's a guy that's, been proven in the league, still young enough, 43 years old, to be innovative. I think they want to run the ball. They want to play action. I think he showed the versatility to work with a Dylan Gabriel, to work with a Joe Flacco. And I think that's a great comparison between Flacco and Jared Goff. Two pocket quarterbacks. I think he knows what he can get, out of there. And for him, you come in, an offense is ready to go. You got to plug some holes, an offensive line, and it's going to look totally different. But guess what? You're doing a whole probably different install of the offense. Stefanski understands how to protect the quarterback, whether it's, playing to the strength of his mobility, whether it's running the ball. He knows how to get it done. They had success with the tight end with David and Joko and a couple other guys. I think he'll have success with Sam Laporta. And you're getting a guy who's been a head coach, who's managed different quarterbacks, whether it was with Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Shador Sanders, Dylan Gabriel. So I think the system is set up. Only reason he's going to probably have a little bit of shaky is the offensive line. I think, honestly, with Taylor Decker possibly retiring, 80% of that line is probably going to see some changes. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, do you go get a center, plug a center in, keep Tate at right, keep Mahogany at left, and find a left tackle? That might be smart, just replacing a center in the left. But the problem with it is you don't want quick fixes. You don't want a center that's, it was a guy from the Bengals that was talking about. He's been in the league 6-7 years already. So that's the issue with it. You want to be able to entrench a left tackle and a center, at least for the next 5 years, you can count on, and that's where it gets fishy at. If I move Graham to right to center and I go get a left tackle somewhere, that's what I want. Or obviously you could flip Sewell to left, find a right tackle, and then figure it out. So that's really his only real true battle coming in here as far as personnel as we know it now. But he's got J-Mo, he's got St. Brown, he's got Laporta, you got the two running backs. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to do it. And I think him and Goff, you get a proven guy with a proven track record. I think it's a good match made in heaven. Do I like it more than Mike McDaniels? The reason I do like it more than Mike McDaniels is the simple fact that he came from Cleveland. He came from Cleveland. What that means is he understands Detroit is basically an outdoor team. That's the mentality. He understands we got to be able to be physical in the run game. We want to run the ball, and then we're going to play off that. And that's the number one thing Dan Campbell got to look for in an offensive coordinator. It ain't explosive plays. It ain't that you was a passing game coordinator. You came from Ben Johnson's wing. It's the fact that we want to be effective in the run game, and everything plays off the run game. We don't have to be cute. We already have plays that we can infuse in with Stefanski or somebody else want to do. We got the cute play. We just need somebody to be effective. Run the ball, and we want to play off that run, whether it's play action, whether it's team stack in the box, and we can be successful on the outside. And I think Stefanski coming from Cleveland, dealing with some multiple types of quarterbacks, dealing with the adversity, I think coming here probably 1 year, probably going to have a lot of success in that 1 year. If he can come here, he have a lot of success and get the offensive line settled. They learn the playbook, and he's probably going to be one and done, to be honest with you. He's probably going to be one and done. He's probably going to be a head coach again. But if I'm Detroit, I'm making that call. I'm calling him right now like, yo, I know, it didn't work out for you. Look here. I know you probably want to get back in the coaching cycle. Hey, man, we'd love to have you here. Think about it. We'll make you one of the highest paid offensive coordinators. That's what I do. Then you also got a guy who's coached in the NFL, Philadelphia tough. He's fairly young, 43 years old. He can bring in who he want to bring in. It's great for his guys. All my guys can come with me. We cool. I think that bodes well for Jahmyr Gibbs. They keep David Montgomery. It bodes well for the whole offense. And then you can get his input on some of the guys he likes that he wants to put into the system as far as offensive line, receivers, coaches, tight ends, stuff of that nature. So to me, I think it's a win-win. I know I may be in the majority for that one. People may not agree with me, but I think I've always said I like what he did in Cleveland. I've always said that he just was a quarterback away, and for him to go get a proven quarterback in Jared Goff, which there are some limitations, but it's limitations with every quarterback. You know what I'm saying? There's limitations with every quarterback. I think this is a great fit for him. I mean, obviously, Philadelphia, they slip, and don't do what they supposed to do. He probably want to go back home to Philly. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't get another head coaching opportunity, me personally, I feel like that's probably one of the better fits I can think about, honestly. So that's what, if I'm the Lions, that's the guy I'm going after. That's the guy I'm going after. Out of the guys I can think, I'm making that call. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Hit the link in the description. The link tree is the first link there. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, wherever I'm producing content at. I'm going to, do some new things. Once again, I'm going to start some new stuff going on, man. Just give me a little bit minute. We're going to take it to the next level. And I'm going to improve the experience as well, too. So appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. One time for the one time, Motor City Sports Talk. Peace.